Well, guys, we're live, and thank you for being here. You know what? We're really seeing the reality of what's going on in the world today, especially with our celebrities, our elected officials, and politicians, popular people, people who are high visibility and highly respected. Sometimes they're athletes or people we see on TV or hear on the radio a lot. And so we get into what I call celebrity worship. It's dangerous because we're starting to see the true colors of our celebrities, our elected officials, our athletes, our recording artists. We're starting to see who they are. And we're starting to accept and believe in them just the same when they've shown us the worst behavior that human beings can possibly have. You see, there's a difference, a distinction between a person's skill and talent and their character. And that's a big one because we have a tendency to give credence and value and authority to people based on their talent and their skill, not on their character, who they are. Are they good human beings? And we ourselves can sometimes excuse that or even adopt that poor character. Character built the country, it builds companies, it builds families. And yet we have a dysfunctional society, a dysfunctional government, dysfunctional everything with the hope being that you yourself have the skills, the maturity, the discipline to actually mitigate that, to regulate that, to make sure that your kids, your spouse, those significant others around you don't get into celebrity worship because worshiping a celebrity is a huge mistake. They do dumb things. They done unethical things. And I'm not talking about all celebrities because you've got celebrities and movie stars and athletes that do enormously amazing work for their communities. I think of Warwick Dunn, and I think of so many others that have done great things for their communities. They start charities and so forth, and that's good. Those are the people who happen to be celebrities that I would never say worship, but admire. And it's easy because I talk about branding and I push branding, and that's my area of expertise: media branding and film. And I try to help people understand how to use the visual mechanisms that social media, film, commercials, and other visual assets that help you elevate your brand, but you don't create a brand from images. And that's what we've done, and that's what we've allowed to happen. We've allowed a brand to be created in images. We see a movie star, and then we find out that that person is deeply flawed. I remember admiring a wrestler back in my childhood. Big dude from Florida, long blonde hair, bald at the top. I'm not going to mention any names. And he seemed to be a person that was culturally connected and clear with himself about humanity, about fans. And I was a fan. And then he said something racially offensive. And all of a sudden, this guy that I admired, thought so much of, I wouldn't say idolized him, didn't worship him, but I really did think a lot of him. My entire system of evaluating value changed based on his character flaw, showing that he was weak enough to hate someone based on race or gender or religion. That weakness. But it was something that in the culture that he adopted was celebrated. Or there are people who have been sex offenders, people who have stolen money, people who have done all kinds of things, just bad in relationships, bad parents, 58 kids from 58 different moms. These are things not to be judgmental. It's just to be observational enough to know that do not worship your celebrities because they will do dumb things and they will make mistakes and they're human just like you and I. It's a dangerous thing. High level success often requires a singular, most obsessive focus. Okay, I'm reading this, and that's on a specific talent or the acquisition of power. Okay, they focus on that talent or the acquisition of power. And this drive can completely be independent or separate of kindness, empathy, and ethics. So, because you're a great baseball player, because you focus on being a great baseball player, it doesn't mean you're a kind, empathetic person. You could just be a butthole. And we're seeing that a lot, especially with social media highlighting what people do and say when they're not on national camera. The takeaway: we can respect the craft without idolizing, canonizing the creator of the craft. Appreciating a person's extraordinary output, that doesn't require us to adopt their worldview or excuse their personal conduct. Because I like an artist, whether they're country or hip hop or R&B or reggaeton, because I like them, and then I find out that they may be heavily, heavily involved or invested in something that I'm completely against, I may just write them off, cancel them. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just important for us to close on this. A celebrity is a celebrity. A celebrity is a celebrity based on their talent and skill, and they've acquired popularity and some power. But they're not anything but human. And we have to put them in their places. And when we watch the news each day or watch the cycle of social media, hopefully you're not getting into that too deep, and we continue to be disappointed by our heroes, uh, let's try to equal the playing field by identifying and rocking with those who are giving back, those who see the entire population, to see clarity in everyone's opportunity to succeed, not to stifle or hold back or hate, because that shows a lack of character as opposed to anything else. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. I'm going to go. Thank you for being live. I see some people here. Hi, Jahi. How you doing? I appreciate you being my first chat today, and I hope you get something out of this today. I hope you walk away understanding when we look at high-profile people, we look at them like we're looking at everybody else. They just have a different talent and skill set, but they're not to be worshipped. On that, I'm going to close out. I hope you guys subscribe to this channel and stay with me. Now, I'll be back on more content around Women's History Month, okay? Spring opportunities, and building your personal and professional brand, even in your own circle, and your own circle of influence. Because we need all of you to be a part of the positive upward evolution of our people. See you next time, guys. Hit this button, and I'm out.